So I got some new parts today. Hydro ebrake shit. So I got some calipers and rotors, and then I got the PBM shit and all that crap. So you gotta mess with that. Alright, so this is pretty much the setup, the parts that I have so far. I got the PBM hydro ebrake, you know, basically bracket and lever. Some used Z32 rear rotors, the new PBM rear drop knuckles with got the used set of the Z32 rear calipers too. So these were all from well, the rotors and the calipers are from the same junkyard. Normally a set of those stupid brake calipers on eBay is like 150 bucks, but I ended up getting these ones for like, it was like 35 or 40 a piece, so like 80 for the both. And then, you know, the rotors, I got it for like 38 or 40 bucks for the both of them, which is a pretty good deal. I kind of got lucky finding that, you know, little part out on eBay. But that's how I usually buy all my parts, and that's why I'm able to drift, is because I buy used shit and not top of the line brand new expensive stuff that I can't afford. So, but yeah, you know, should have had a hydro ebrake a long time ago, but you know, the funds kind of don't allow that sometimes. But all right, so this is the Powered by Max handbrake shit. I got it all out, and then I got all my bull crap here. There's two sets of calipers and another set rotors and the son of bitches. But anyhow, I got this Willwood Master on there. But this thing, you know, the nut tightens down, but it's like all wobbly. There's like a nut in there. And so kind of what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm going to weld this this washer right here to it. And then I'm going to weld the nut to it, because see, it just kind of pops out. And that's like how it is. So it's like all wiggly, and like this is solid on there, but the top like is wiggly, you know, and it's like metal, and you'd like expect it, I guess, to not be wiggly. So, you know, that goes down in there. So I'm going to weld the nut to that, and then I'm going to weld this to the actual handle, so that you could like put the grip on and then actually tighten it down. And then if you accidentally grab it right here on the top, you know, because you're going to be all in the moment drifting and shit, and it's going to, you know, yank it out, and it's going to be gay. So I'm going to make it not gay. Alright, so today I'm messing with this son of a bitch. I got a wing. My buddy Derek, I don't know, he's been in, I don't know, he's appeared. Alright, so today well, I guess tonight I'm messing with this hydro ebrake crap, the dual Z32 PBM crap, and so I'm kind of was messing around with that. This is just the stock side over here. Haven't messed with it. Last night I was messing with this, and I lost my damn video camera, so I wasn't videoing the process. So I was going to do kind of the other side, but basically, I never really wanted to do the Z32 brakes anyhow, just because they're expensive, and they're expensive, and I'm kind of cheap. But anyhow, so this is the stock rotor, stock caliper, you know, stock bolts, all that crap. Everything works, you know, just fine. So I could retain the factory ebrake with this, but the main issue why you can't use like dual stock ones, or why they, you know, don't sell it, is because this coil right here is in the way, and it's kind of pushed out of the way right now. But basically all this ebrake crap on the back, you know, for all that crap, it's right in the way. So basically what I was kind of working on, I had the PBM hydro and ended up trading it because I liked the way this would fit in my car better, so I traded that to Derek, one of my buddies. But here's basically what I did. Here's a stock S14 caliper. This is the passenger side, this driver's side, and so I went ahead and I cut it off, you know, pretty much right there, and then I went ahead and just welded the whole back, because here's the chunk that I cut off. You could see, like, you know, that crap right there, and there's actually fluid that goes in there, and then there's another little hole right here that goes, and it started pissing fluid, because I kind of, you know, bench tested it and made sure. At first I thought that wasn't a leak. I didn't know what it went to. So anyhow, welded that all up, pressure tested it, you know, squished a hammer pretty good in there, and didn't leak, so I'm happy with that. So I should be able to use, you know, this, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you how this, well, I guess I can't because the mouse and shit are over there. I'll show you how this guy right here, how it doesn't like to bolt on it. You know, basically just because that, you can see it's touching right now, and it's not even, you know, all the way in, and it's touching that crap right now. So, and basically when you have the other one in here, it just sits about right there, and you have all that room. And I'm actually going to put this on the other side so that the bleeder will be on the other side. So I'll do passenger side on the driver side for the hydro e-brake, and then driver side on the passenger side. So, but yeah, that's what I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this bad dog off and get it all welded and stuff ready to go. Alright, so right here you can kind of see the line that I'm taking. This is the bottom, the passenger side. So yeah, only got a little bit more cutting to go, and I'm just using this little guide. I'm going to change the blade out for a little bit bigger one so I can get deeper in it or flip it over. Alright, so I got basically this whole thing cut off, and you could see right here, this is the place where it'll leak all the way around that, and then there's like this weird little like smiley face looking guy right there. So it's like a one-eyed smiley face, like ball head. Anyhow, so I'm just gonna go ahead and basically just weld all the way around that, and then probably just crisscross applesauce to make sure it doesn't leak, because the other one leaked until I did a whole bunch of shit to it. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, so I got a bunch of random crap going on right now. Went home and went to bed last night, but yeah, this is pretty much my whole setup for testing, you know, make sure that these things are holding pressure and they're not leaking back here on my whole welding, you know, situation. So got this all hooked up on here, and then basically I just sit here and just kind of, you know, add you can probably see, it's pushing in on the wood handle. So that's good. It's not leaking. It was leaking right here on this fitting, because this is like stupid 10mm by 1 or some shit thread, and this is an 1/8 NTP. So I just kind of tightened her in there, and then the 3N shit. But I got my Speedway fittings today. This is some random shit I had in my garage. Here's my other ones that I got. So 48 inch, because the other 36 I had wasn't long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get these rear brakes and everything installed, and yeah. And yeah, right here behind the Datsun, I got this shit going on. Here's the wing I got from Derek. It has a little bit of a crack, you know, right there. So pretty much what I'm going to do is kind of spread that open, put some fiberglass resin in there, and then put a piece of tape, this aluminum tape around the edge, you know, kind of squeeze it. That stuff holds pretty good. Squeeze it back down together, and then go ahead and get this shit, fiberglass resin, and I'm just gonna kind of pour it into this hole right here, and then prop it up and kind of, you know, let it like work it, you know, up in there, and then, you know, just kind of rock it back and forth and let the resin kind of get in there, and then just let it sit. And then I also have this side skirt that broke off in Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and re-fiberglass that son of a bitch back on there. I don't know if I should just maybe zip tie it for this event and, you know, rest of the year, or if I should just, you know, whatever. But so I'm going to figure that out, get that on there, get this brake, this whole side done, and yeah. Alright, so I got the passenger side all the way on, you know, all tightened up and all that crap. But anyhow, this little gauge right here, or this little, you know, mechanism, this is like a camber caster gauge, and so anyhow, you can see right now the bubble, there's like a line in there, and then a bubble. So it's basically a level, and then this thing right here, you know, it moves, and each one of these, you know, clicks or whatever is like 1/8 of a degree every time it moves. So let's see, we'll set it to level real quick. Alright. Actually, I think it was level, but now it's let's go back. Let's go back. So right here, that arrow pointing forward is level, and I'm trying to get a good camera angle on this. Stupid light in the background's really messing it up. So basically, we'll just screw it in until that's one turnaround. I think that's one turnaround. Yeah. So that's level on, you know. So one turn around until the arrow right there, that's 1 degree of camber. Right there's a 1/8, 1.25, 1.5 right there. So it's about a degree and 1.125 out, positive camber on it. Basically, because all this does is basically set up, you know, moves the hub 25 mil, so like 1 inch up, you know. So it used to be right here, now it's up here, and this kind of changes the whole geometry of the factory suspension. Under the back, you want to have these like as level as possible, how they are. Before, I didn't really have my car super low, so I kind of had them already pretty level, but my car was kind of higher off the ground than I would have liked it to be, you know, for all the, you know, aesthetics purposes. But anyhow, kind of the reason you want something like this is because the lower you go with your car, the more messed up the geometry is. You know, so when you hit, well, I'm basically trying to gain a little bit of grip by doing this, and, you know, adding the dual hydro e-brake at the same time. But so when you lower your car, you know, I mean, from the factory, your suspension's kind of like that, you know, and then it has its whole range of motion, you know. And so anyhow, if you kind of think about, I guess I don't really know a whole lot about suspension, but so you see this right here, the radius of a circle. So that's basically what, you know, the end of your control arms do. So when your suspension's right here in the middle, when the car squats, you know, when you go around that radius right there, so when it squats, it moves. Everything in the whole rear suspension moves when it squats. So as this squats, and, you know, it pulls in, so let's say this arm right here, so as your car squats, and this is going to suck it in, so it's going to pull the top of it in, and your car's going to go to like a negative camber right there, because this is the camber arm. So it'll go negative camber when you squat, and then, you know, kind of positive camber. So you could kind of change all that with, you know, the traction arm. I don't really know a whole lot about that, you know, in the camber, not the camber, the toe. But so basically, you know, if you understand that, you can kind of figure out what you want your suspension to do and how you want it to set up. But when it's right there, you know, kind of keep it in like this, you know, real short radius to where when it squats all the way, it doesn't change your suspension. You know, because I mean, if you look from right there to right there, I mean, it would pull your suspension in or out, or, you know, whatever you end up doing. So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is to get it to where it kind of stays on this outer edge, you know, so to speak, of, you know, your suspension, like shit. I don't know, but that's kind of how I understand it. And this thing kind of gonna help me get it set up. I'll probably run maybe a little bit of a positive camber, maybe like 1/8 or 1/4 of a degree positive camber in the rear, just so when it squats a little bit, I have my suspension set up a little bit softer, so it'll kind of throw the weight from the front to the back, and that'll give me some grip. And when I actually get on the gas, it'll actually go somewhere instead of just spinning the tires. So alright, so this is pretty much how far I've got along. Got, you know, both the sides on, the lines kind of, you know, halfway hooked up to where they're gonna be. Let's turn the light on this piece of shit, and you see the lines go up to there. They go to that little junction, And then it comes inside here to the trunk. Stupid light, there we go. And I got, you know, a little thing, so it's actually secured. It's like a little bulkhead thing. Then it goes up front. And here's kind of my little bracket that I have halfway made up. But I kind of decided I want the hydro e-brake right here. So if you look, there's your shifter, there's this crap. And then I'm going to have it sitting about right here. So I'm going to have, you know, steering wheel, bam, hydro, bam, shifter. You know, it's all going to be in the same row. And yeah, so kind of what I'm doing for a little mounting thing is this right here. That'll kind of go, you know, I'm going to zoom. That'll kind of go right there. The back hole's pretty close to where it needs to be, and then I'm just going to kind of put it in here after I tack it and figure out where I want the front to be, and then yeah, go from there. So throw a quick little tack on it, and then after I get the nuts on it, then I'll probably do like a little stabilizer thing down to the floor or up the front or something like that, basically just so it's easy to or not easy, but it grabs good, you know, and it's not like ripping the metal out of just this. It'll be actually supported on like this side over here, like with a little antler that goes to the bottom, so you know. But yeah, that's pretty much what she's gonna look like, and then I'll still be able to get, you know, my seat in and out, and then I could take the hydro e-brake out when I want and leave this piece of crap right here in the car, the metal thing in the car, and I won't have to worry about it. You know, it'll just stay with the car forever, hopefully. And it depends if I like it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of mess with this a little bit more, figure out the spot where I want it. You know, this, you know, like I said, I got the stock, you know, stock handbrake. Oh, and I'll still have the stock handbrake too. So if I put that in here, the stock handbrake will kind of go over there, and I might kind of twist it a little bit or do something. So I'll have a stock handbrake actually in the stock location. This one's, well, it'll be kind of shitty, but it'll be like right there. You know, so I'll be able to yank it back, and I'll still have a stock one. So then if I, you know, I'll probably make bad habits, I'll end up grabbing this one more than I'll grab the hydro. But I have a stock e-brake and a hydro with a dual caliper for cheap. Alright, so this is pretty much my my mount that I ended up making for the e-brake. You know, pretty much just tack welded it all across the top just in case I ever do want to remove it. I could just grind tacks instead of grinding off a crazy ass weld. So kind of made it so I could slide it, you know, back and forth so the back holes stay there, and then I could kind of, you know, angle the front if it gets too close or too close to all this crap. Then over there's, from a long time ago, I cut open my tranny tunnel to do that, and I never tacked that back in place, but so now that's back in there. This is here, and let me mount it real quick. Alright, so this is how I have it set up so far. Line and everything kind of running down that way. On this right here for the factory e-brake, I cut it. Let's see. Light. There we go. Stupid light. Alright, so anyhow, this is how I got it going right now. Like, basically for a little bit more clearance between that and, you know, that, I drilled another hole and used a little Allen head to kind of move more over that way. Now so a factory e-brake, you know, doesn't touch nothing. Then I have this e-brake right here. So it's like, you know, so it's like steering wheel, brake, and shifting, you know. And then I could scoot this back a little bit, or I could scoot forward, or, you know, any of that shit. So yeah, I really like it. And then right there on the front, I have it to where I could kind of pivot it that way or that way. But yeah, so, you know, factory e-brake, shifting. Have to move this over a little bit because I can't see the air-fuel ratio, but move that over a little bit, and I'll have full view of everything. And then everything's real good right here on the steering wheel. Bam, bam. You know, here, there. You know, because I was gonna put it over here. Then you have to like open your hand and grab it. You know, and there's like that motion. Right here, it's like, you know, like bam, right there. And then right here, you know, and I kind of shift like that anyhow, and then like that, and then just, so it'll be like kind of a little situation right there, but that'll be perfect. I'm gonna cut this thing right there so I could kind of, you know, click it on and off, because I broke off the headlight one, but that one ended up working, getting out and stuff, like quick release in the cage. So just lop that off and go from there. All right, so this is how I have it mounted so far. So it's right here. I even put my center console back in. So this e-brake still works. And then it's right here. So just like bam, 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 and then what else? That's about it. I think that's about it. Oh, and then it's kind of, you like kind of pull it like back this way, like, you know, kind of passenger side wise. Just because it, you know, I figure if your arm went back, like if it was over here, you'd be like going into the seat. Right here, you're like going over there. So I put some thought into it. Anyhow, this piece of shit, it, you know, my dual fucking stock caliper idea was a great idea, but some of it don't lock up. The factory brake works, Cherry, but the other one just doesn't want to work, I guess. So I guess I'm gonna have to do the 300X, but I guess it was worth a try. But yeah, it's got all kinds of pressure in it, but it just doesn't. It's like right there, it's like pretty solid, but it'll do shit. Oh hey bud. Alright, so what we're doing here today is this, you know, turned out my brakes, they decided to stop working. So I decided to put the 300ZX on here. But if you go and show them that other caliper over there, the little tappy on it. See the little tappy? The little fitting on the silver caliper.
Meanwhile, you have the radio playing and all this footage is junk.
Yeah, thanks, Ronnie.
I remember when I filmed when I was a child.
Turn off the music, Dick.
Where's that extension you were supposed to be getting?
I didn't find it. I looked in the drawers. I didn't find it.
So we're machining this flange. If you come down over here, there's this flange, because they tappy-tapped it. They drilled and tapped it. And as you can see, there's like a.
What's it?
Yeah, there's a little.
What's that?
There we go. Come on, focus, bastard. There was like a little hole on it, like a little hole. So I'm machining it flat with my one-axis mill here, and so yeah, after that, it should stop leaking because it was pissing. It was pissing out.
How about I'm going and getting shit? How about if
get a V8 Energy fucking pack of drinks?
no, Trevor? How about if you look at the Honda and get it?
I'll get you some shit. It'll make my life so much easier.
There's about 5 more minutes worth of work, Trev.
There's like 4 things you need to plug that. I think.
Alright, so we got the dual caliper shit, and they're all kind of hooked up and bled half-assed. So seems like it works so far. I haven't drove it yet, but got these bled. The front, that's kind of the factory 300ZX line and shit. And then here's my, my other lines. This fitting right there, that banjo bolt, like I said, the calipers have been tapped and threaded for that. So with that banjo bolt, stupid camera, but anyhow, so it's all good and ready to go. So I'm gonna lower it down and maybe go for a little drive and see how it locks up. So then I was like, oh hey bud, let me do a bunch of body work to my friggin' side skirt that got all decked at Texas. So I did. So I fiberglassed her, and then I kind of, got it all halfway body worked and shit. And then I'm gonna paint this back bumper, and then I'm gonna paint this wing. Look at that. Look at me go. And then I painted the underneath the bumper black because it looked like shit. And I know I hate that bumper. I seriously hate it. Like, it looks decent, like, but like as soon as you touch something, it's just like whoop, it just calls it life and jumps off and cracks and breaks itself. You know, that shit's over. All right, so getting ready to go to my buddy's shop and get it all aligned. Got the back bump or the back wing on it. Put the stock one on it just because I have my license plate so I could drive it. Here's the other one. Took all the side skirts and all that crap off just because I know it's gonna be a bitch to get on the alignment rack. But yeah, so that's about it. Gonna run and do that. I don't know. All right, so got everything pretty much loaded. It's like 3 in the morning. You know, day of the drift event. How it always is with me. Stupid hydro ebrake shit. It fucked me. That's all my 300ZX. As you can see, there's 6 calipers there, and attempted some other shit and tried some other things and did some other shit, and everything just ended up being gay as fuck. So I don't know. It just I couldn't get it to actually grab. It was just like you pull it back and it was just like ridiculously hard, like where it would hurt your damn hand. And so yeah, mounted a few tires. Put a different bumper on. So I got the car all loaded up. It looks a little bit different with the whole kit on it. I put the motion auto TV thing in the license plate. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, got everything loaded up, all strapped down, all the wheels and all that shit. So I'm just getting ready to get that